Earlier this year, I officiated the wedding of a pair of bilbies. When your daughter has cancer, you do anything to distract her from the treatment. Violet is the youngest of my three kids. She's probably like a girl you know. She loves dolls, stuffed animals, and craft. Violet is sympathetic, insightful, generous, and gives the most amazing cuddles. At about this time last year, she started feeling sick, but not too much. The usual kid stuff. Headache, my tummy hurts, my legs ache. Over a couple of months of GP visits, a few rounds of antibiotics and some blood tests later, she hadn't really improved, so he pushed on to get to hospital and find out more. During the 2 weeks of diagnosis, Violet's condition had deteriorated. She was always feeling sick in her tummy and head. She had constant low-grade fevers and nausea, and her walking was affected because of the pain. If you make a fist, that's about the size of the primary tumour they found in my 6-year-old's belly. The cancer was all throughout her body. It was in her skull, her jaw, her spine, her legs. Her bone marrow was affected. No wonder she felt sick. The formal diagnosis was stage 4, high-risk neuroblastoma. Neuroblastoma is a solid, malignant tumour that usually starts in the adrenal glands. It's the most common cancer for kids under 5, and more than half the kids present as stage 4. They throw everything at this nasty disease, and treatment is still experimental. It's been over 280 days since Violet's diagnosis, and over a third of that has been in hospital. She's had 7 cycles of chemo, 20 fractions of radiation, a bone marrow transplant, multiple surgeries, the longest of which was 9 hours to remove that primary tumour and her left kidney. She's now started on antibody therapy and immunotherapy, where she spends 1 week out of every month hooked up to morphine to curb the side effects. Think of a girl you know. One that would love her hair to be braided just like Elsa from Frozen. All of Violet's hair fell out within 2 weeks of starting treatment. It's one of the many side effects that we've had to help her deal with. Violet's taste and appetite is gone, so she's medicated and fed via a tube. Her blood is tested often, and she's given so many drugs that she has a central line directly into her heart. It's been hard, but as you saw at the beginning with the Bilby's wedding, we've had some good times distracting her too. 7 days after major surgery, she pushed us to go shopping. Recently, she's taken up skating. Not even being tube-fed slows her down from that. So kids are resilient, right? She'll get through this. We've solved this kid's cancer thing. Unfortunately, the stats aren't on our side. Violet still has spots in her legs and spine. She's got 60% chance of relapse, a 90% chance of lifelong severe side effects. Her 5-year survival rate initially was 50%. But then we sat down before that 9-hour surgery, and the surgeon said her chance of survival had dropped to 25%. I believe in a God who's bigger than those numbers, and it could be worse anyway. If you wind the clock back 30 years, her chance of survival would be 4%. So why that big jump? Research. There are so many kids who have come before Violet who have increased her chances to what they are today. We think that the research that Children's Cancer Institute is doing will make a difference. They are the only independent medical research institute in Australia who is wholly focused on childhood cancer. They have the labs and do the physical research that will one day bring us not only to a cure for childhood cancer, but better long-term outcomes and less harsh treatment. Think of the Violets of tomorrow. next year, next decade. Think of the research that can be done today that will make a difference tomorrow. Go to this website for more information and please donate.